Welcome back. It's a
Fitness goals.
very nerve-wracking morning. First, they were asking me to answer philosophical questions
Yep.
about finding my purpose, and now they want to talk about our numbers.
Yep, we'll be talking about our numbers. Then again, Marlene, it boils down to, those realistic fitness goals that you want to achieve, rather than putting yourself out on the limb and setting plans to match your body. So that's one of the things we'll be chit-chatting about. And Ed Williams is in with us. It's always nice to have him in. All his Under Armour stuff. It's real business here. You mean business, man.
We come out for battle.
Yeah, well, that's like your uniform. You are a fitness coach, and you
That's
are
right.
set to do any exercise anytime we ask, aren't you?
Exactly, anytime.
right.
You know, you'd ask Ed right now to do 50 push-ups, and he'd say, okay, let me do the interview doing
No
push-ups.
problem.
We could do that.
50 push-ups right now.
Right now. We can set it up. We can set it up.
But Ed, thank you for being here. We appreciate it.
Happy New Year, sir.
Thank you, thank you.
All right.
All the same to you guys. Happy New Year to all the folks out there, the listeners.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So let's jump into this topic, right? New Year's here. Everybody, this is busy season for people like you, for fitness coaches. Everybody says, I want to lose some weight.
Especially leading up to
It's busy
Easter.
season, but it's not quality busy,
Ah,
right? It's impulse. It's we have a special program going on for this New Year's because the important thing is to win the mental battle. It's more of a mental battle when it comes to sticking with a program, right? It's more so than a physical one, right? And if you can win that mental battle for a year, then there's no turning back,
Yeah.
right?
Now, one of the things that a lot of people do is that they buy a scale, they jump on it, and they just want to see those numbers go down.
Yeah.
And I know, as a health and fitness coach, this is perhaps one of the worst things you can do. Tell me why.
This is one of the things I battle with every day. Whenever somebody comes in to see me, the first thing that they say is, I want to lose 20 pounds, I want to lose 30 pounds, and they think that that's a very clear and precise goal, but it's not, right? First of all, it's important to understand that weight is just a number.
yeah.
It doesn't tell you anything. Your body has four major composites, four major composition. One is muscle mass, the body fat, bone mass, and body water. They are very important. Now, one of the reasons why setting a goal like that is not good is because there is such a thing as losing the wrong weight,
Yes.
right? If you lose body water, and we know about this here in Belize, how many times do you see somebody put on a plastic suit in the middle of the afternoon and
they're
go
walking
run?
up, I've seen that.
And go run or whatever. Now,
Or they walk around with the sweatband all day.
yeah, and they think that, of course, sweating is good. I'm not going to
Yeah.
knock that because of the detoxification
Of
course.
aspect of it, because that's how the body detoxes itself. But if you think you're going to lose weight that way, you're under an illusion, because you're not. As soon as you drink the water, I mean, when you come back, and this is what they do, they go out there in that plastic suit and they come back and they step on the scale and they say, oh, I lost 12 pounds.
Or maybe 2, but
No, it's a lot. When
It's
you
a
do,
lot,
when
yeah.
you do it, because remember now, your body is 60% water,
Water, yes.
right? Well, depending on what kind
Yeah,
of shape you're in.
yeah.
But at least, at least I would say 40% for some people who are not drinking enough water.
Yeah.
They're walking around somewhat dehydrated. Even at a dehydrated state, your body will have about 40% water. This is critical.
Yeah.
It's very important. Now, if you are already there at about 40% and you don a plastic suit and you go out in the middle of the day and you try to sweat and you come back, now you can lose up to 10, 12 pounds of just water. And as soon as you drink the water,
Goes
the
right.
weight
Goes
comes
right
right
back.
back.
Yeah.
So, that's one of the things that, it's a myth. It's a
Okay.
myth. We wanna blast those
So-
myths. You can't lose weight like that.
what
Yeah.
are the numbers that we should be watching? We hear a lot about body mass index now, which is a calculation of your weight for your height and your age group. Is that what we're looking at now?
No, we have new research, new studies that have come out. That's the importance of staying on the cutting edge in this, But the BMI is kind of, you can't just rely on it by itself anymore.
Yes.
Because it doesn't give you the full picture of your health, right? Now, if you want to take the BMI into consideration, then you have to take it into consideration with your visceral fat, your visceral fat rating, and you want to take into consideration your physique rating, and you want to take into consideration your frame size. It's not just height. You see, BMI only deals with height, weight, and and those dynamics, and that's not what all it's about these days. Because no, when we're setting goals, we want to set smart goals, right? And to set smart goals, we have to dig deeper, right? Than just dealing with.
Let's see what we're looking at here.
No, this is the physique rating aspect of what we're talking about. Now, your physique rating, it's based on body composition and two major players here, body fat and muscle mass. You see, the dark blue is muscle mass. The light blue is body fat. Now look at these various body types. On the top is where people are classified as obese. They have very limited low muscle mass. Okay, for example, low muscle mass and major body fat and bulges, right? Right? Now, 2 is a little more muscle mass, and these are you have people that are okay. We deal with frame size. We make it simple, right? We measure it by we determine it, because and basically we deal with small, medium, large. Just to simplify things. That's an oversimplification, but it's enough to suit our purpose, right? Now, how do we determine this? You take your left index finger and thumb, wrap it around your right wrist, right there at the base of the wrist. And if you have a gap, then you have a large frame. If your fingers meet, then you have a medium frame. If they overlap, then you have a small frame.
So at what point?
Right at the wrist, right at the narrowest part of the wrist, right? Yeah. See, like.
So you're large.
Yeah, you're a large frame, John.
Yeah.
Once you cannot meet, if it overlaps, then you have a small frame. You know, some people are.
And you shouldn't be squeezing.
No.
You shouldn't be forcing it to close over.
But you know the old way we used to say, it's big boned.
I wanted to say that, right? So this is a great example because it's not about your bone structure. You don't. Everybody has pretty much the same format when it comes to your bone structure.
There's some variations.
Yeah.
Because remember now, bone mass, right? That's a measurement, bone mass.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is that some people are large and they say, well, I'm not fat, I'm just big boned. But
no, not
necessarily not the case.
That's not the case,
not
right?
necessarily so.
Yeah.
But you got people that are lean and skinny, and you can tell they're big boned because they have a big fist and the wrists and everything is just big, right?
Yeah.
No, the bigger your frame is, the more you can pile on muscle as well as fat. But of course, fat is undesirable, right? So check this out. This is the average of bone mass. What's for men and women? Okay, so for women, if your weight is 110 pounds or less, right? Then your bone mass should be at least 4.3 pounds, right? 1.95 kilograms. If your weight is between 110 and 165, then your bone mass should be at least 5.3. No, I said at least because it can be more, right? If you drop below these numbers, then especially if you're a woman, you want to be concerned about osteoporosis. So you want to think about calcium supplementation, mineral, calcium mineral supplementation. Now, so this is frame size.
Quick question, Ed. Quick question. You did mention osteoporosis, right? And you did mention too that your body, they just moved it. The body, there's a 5.3 that's on there.
The
And
bone
if you
mass.
The bone mass. So if you go below that, then chances are your chance of getting osteoporosis is
What
extremely
happens
high.
is you're more than likely your body is not absorbing calcium well,
Yeah.
or you're lacking calcium
Like you
in your diet.
Okay.
So and this happens a lot.
And it is important it is important to do a check. How often?
Yeah.
Well, I would say like your regular medical checkup,
Yeah.
at least once a year.
In your medical
right?
checkup, you can get bone density
Okay.
Right.
tests.
All right.
You know, so but each time you embark on a quest, whether you're trying to lose weight or you're trying to a new program or something like that, you want to do what we call a baseline body diagnostic. A baseline body diagnostic gives you all these numbers.
Is that what
right?
this machine is for? That looks
Yeah.
like a scale, but it's not.
It's a scanner.
It's a scanner.
What this machine does, it's much more accurate than a scale. A scale relies on gravity, and there's always zeroing errors with a scale.
Yeah.
But this is a scanner. Now, what this machine does, it sends a harmless electromagnetic signal through your body, and it records your body composition. Right? Here's a readout. I
Yeah.
think we have one also in the
Okay.
graphics there. But it tells you your weight, it tells you your body fat, everything about your body fat. It gives you the percentage, the mass, and it gives you a rating, which we call your body fat range. Body fat range is, and there's like 4 ratings. There's obese, then there is over fat, and there is healthy, and then there's under fat. Now, there's nothing wrong with being under fat, because remember what fat is. Fat is energy in storage form.
Yes.
No, so it's like a soldier going to war with a knapsack. He carries all kinds of stuff, right? But he's going to use it. But today, what do we have? This whole concept of fat storage is like it's gotten crazy. The body is now, the whole hormonal system. We have what we call chemicals that are they are mimicking hormones and because
Is this yours?
Yeah, that's. Oh, you shouldn't ask that question.
I
There's
know
no
I
name on it.
shouldn't, but I just want to point out that your metabolic age, is it yours?
Yes, it's mine.
Your metabolic age is 12 years
Yes,
old?
That's right.
12 years old?
Right.
Wow.
But this analysis is old.
Yeah.
It was done when I was 58. I'm now 62.
Okay.
So that's like 4
You're not
years ago.
62, Ed.
That's 4 years ago. But it's still 12. I'm a 62-year-old man living in a 12-year-old body.
My gosh.
You can make your house that you live in
Yeah.
newer, right? It's better like that than the other way around,
You
right?
and
My
Henry
goodness,
that works
you and
with
Henry,
us,
yes.
you show that you can age well. And why is the metabolic age important? Well, I mean, what does it mean? It's not important, but what does it mean?
Well, it's basically a ratio. It's a simple ratio. It's a ratio of your body fat to muscle mass. Right? If you notice, my body fat percentage is like 5.9%.
Yes.
Right? 12 pounds. That's all. And then muscle mass is 182 pounds. So that when you're young, the young people, the young kids, teenagers, usually, if they are unless they've been really unhealthy,
Yeah.
they have kind of this ratio at that age.
Yeah.
You'll find that percentage fat, a really low percentage of fat, and
more
a
muscle.
high percentage of muscle. So that is basically the ratio whereby this metabolic age is determined, right?
Okay. So let's demystify this for people.
Sure.
First of all, what we've said is you don't want to look at this. You don't want to look at your weight. The number on the scale, while it's important, isn't the most important.
No, it's
wanna-
deluding.
The BMI, while it's a good indicator, it isn't the only number you want to watch.
Nope.
Okay.
Because
so-
it's imperfect. It's missing something.
Well, it is also an average range, and we aren't all, I mean, some of us are atypical as well.
Right.
So, what should we be focusing on? If somebody says, my
Most critical,
fitness
yes.
goal is I want to be healthier, what number should we be reducing or increasing?
Okay. Metabolic age. That's
Take up-
number one.
I don't know,
Number
12
one.
years
And then-
old. I was shocked.
And then you want, because then you want to look at what determines metabolic age,
Yes.
of course. And so we're talking about body fat, muscle mass.
Okay.
But real important is body water percentage, especially in today's day and age.
Drink enough water, yeah.
It needs to be about 60% of our body.
Yeah.
60% of muscle is water.
It's water, yes.
Right?
So it
now,
should remain.
fat now is about 39% water because fat has more oils,
Yes.
right? So fat is about 39, 40%. So if you're overweight, then your body water will be lower, right? So this is the reason why you want to try to burn fat and build muscle.
So
right?
you want to take down your fat numbers and you want to increase your muscle numbers.
Right.
Those
Muscle-
are the two things that you
Muscle
should
is your youth. Diana Ross knew what she was
That is
talking about
true.
when she said, I want muscle.
Yes.
She was right on target. Maybe she didn't know, right? But we got a thing called
eat. Yeah.
age-related muscular atrophy.
Okay.
Yeah.
You lose muscle naturally as you age.
Yes.
So if you're not putting some back, then it's all lose, lose, lose.
Okay.
In
Right?
fact,
This is actually how you define the aging
is-
process.
And that's where we start to look older. You lose
Right,
muscle.
right.
You,
So-
you
right.
get from your face, from every part of your body, you start losing muscle.
So there's no such thing as putting it back or trying to keep yourself into the realm of it, knowing that of course you will age and you will lose muscle. But to eventually have a slow process of that, what should one do? And what do you eat?
The older you get, the more important it is to do resistance training. I won't say weight training because when people hear that, they get intimidated.
What's the difference
right?
there?
Well, you can do resistance training with just about anything. Rubber bands, your body weight, anything. Whereas weight training, you do that with weights,
Yes.
right? And this intimidates a lot of people. There's a lot of people who don't want to do weight training, but the older you get, the more important it is to do that.
You
because
want to keep your muscle.
yeah, you want to
Keep and build.
Right, because the universal rule where muscle is concerned is if you don't use it, you lose it. Bear that in mind, John. That's very important for men.
But anybody who's ever gotten in shape, and I know you've spoken about this before, you stop working out for a little bit and whatever
you go right.
tight muscle you've been able to gain is
Not
gone.
a little bit though, it takes a little while.
Yeah.
If you have a good foundation of workout, it's not like a lot of people think, it's gonna, because they see this happen to bodybuilders. But these are bodybuilders who are living on artificial stuff.
Yeah.
Right? They're
They're pumped up. They're being pumped.
So
not necessarily steroids, even just like
they trick their bodies
like
into
Protein. Yeah,
protein,
that's additional protein drinks.
artificial protein,
creatine and
See,
these things.
Our best bet is to stick with Mother Nature.
yeah.
That's our best
eating
bet. We can
protein.
stay the healthiest if we stick with Mother Nature.
So let's move away from the bodybuilding and move away from the aging process and go back to the people who have resolutions to be healthier.
Good.
Okay, we've already established that the two numbers you want to pay attention to are your fat mass and your muscle mass. You want to take your fat mass down and you want to take your muscle mass up.
Right.
How do we do that?
Okay.
Well, should we get John to give us his... He has volunteered to share his numbers with us this morning.
Okay.
I can just stand
Are you
there.
sure? Because we don't have to... I'm kidding. Go ahead.
But you don't. I need to input your
Yeah.
info here
Okay.
first, and then
Okay.
we will. Then we'll be able to.
So we're doing this live, and yep, it's going to happen.
You don't look nervous, but
No,
John
no,
works
no,
out
no,
every
no.
day. Too,
Yeah,
so
I
he's
was
pretty
looking at. I
confident.
was standing in the waiting room
Let's
there
try
looking, and I was
something.
watching John, and I said, John looks like he's working out.
He does, yeah. He brags about his run every
Oh
morning.
my goodness.
What's your last name again?
Palacio.
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 Okay, and your date of birth is?
010482. So it's out there. 1st April 1982.
Okay, so we start with the 4. 04
01
01
82.
82. Now all them ladies know your age out there.
The correct one who know me.
But you look good for your age.
Hey,
so
we're trying.
you don't have to be ashamed of your age if you look good for it, right? Male, but your height, John, your height is?
I'm a 5'8" standing guy.
5'8".
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to go ahead and
John, you're
estimate.
still great. You're just giving out all your numbers here.
I'm going to estimate your
Honestly.
stride. Right? Do you make big steps when you walk, or you just not?
I don't think so.
Well,
Okay.
walk across and let's see. You tell us. Why is that important?
This is casual for me. This.
Okay, good. All right, good. 39. That is important because this software, this application asks for it to crunch the numbers. You see, when we're dealing with computers, there's algorithms, and they ask for certain things so they can do what they need to do. So that's just a requirement, right? So we got that done. So now your activity level, John, is it moderate or high? You'd say it's high?
I would say, because I'm a jogger every day. And at this particular point, I am slow with the gym, but I'm high when it comes to jogging. So I'm out there every day.
Let's say moderate. Let's say moderate, just say you're not low. Okay, so your body type, we're going to leave it at standard or athletic. Let's go. You're not a competitive athlete at this point in time, so we leave it at standard. So, okay, so here we go. All right, no.
Okay.
No.
So you do this with all your clients when they come in, right?
Yeah,
No.
at the beginning, we do a baseline, and then we do a monthly progress tracker.
Okay.
Results is the best motivator. That's how I keep people in program, by showing them results. John, you're gonna have to take your shoes on Saturday.
Really?
You have to be
Can't we judge?
barefoot. No.
You have to be barefoot.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to step on
Because
that
it
thing.
has to send the.
All right, so let me go over there. We'll be back on.
I know. I think he's scared to show his socks this morning. Is that the case, John?
Nope.
So you would normally do this with your clients to have a very good idea of what numbers they need to increase or work on or whatnot.
I do this so we can put our heads together and set a smart goal for them. Because a lot of people set goals that are ridiculous, and then they frustrate themselves, and this is one of the reasons why people would drop out or fail, right? So this is so we know where you are at the beginning of the program, and this is also a way of making it's about results, man. We don't do these things just for pastime.
And it's not just. I think what's important about it is so we're gonna get those.
Okay, so watch this. Stand on that side for me. Wait, no, don't stand up there yet for me. Stand on that side, on that, right there.
Right
now,
here?
when that green light right above Tanita flashes, you step up on the platform, right?
So shouldn't I be centered, or?
Yeah, you want to be centered
Is
right
it
there.
which way do you use it?
It doesn't matter. You step up straight there. There are 4 terminals. 4 terminals. Can you see them?
I don't see them.
With the lighting here, it's hard to see them, but they're kind of opaque. But if you put your feet on top, more than likely you'll hit 4 of them.
Here.
Yeah, and to the front.
Onto the top.
Okay,
to the
so
front.
all the way. Just
So you
tell me
wanna
where.
cover-
Right about there. Yeah, that's good. That's good, but not yet. Not yet. When the green light flashes, John, get ready. When you see that green light flashing right there,
It's chart. Oh,
there,
there we
so there you
go.
go. Now
Both-
step up. Step up and stand still for me. I want
And
you to
look
stand
forward,
perfectly still. Right?
Marlene. Always Marlene.
You're being scanned.
All right, remember, keep in mind. Okay.
Okay, there, it's done.
That's it.
Done. Perfect, John.
Shoes.
Go feel more comfortable with your shoes on.
When you come back, we'll give you your numbers.
Okay, wow, the big reveal. But again, I thought it was, this is such a great segment because so many of us use just the number on the scale.
Right.
I know I had been thinking of BMI for a long time, but it really is more complex than that.
Of course. Weight management is no longer a simple matter. We have too many players now that have jumped into this game and they make a difference.
Yeah.
So that numbers look good.
Yeah, well, we won't get it up on screen, but we'll at least tell him where the important parts are.
Yeah. John, you're sure we don't want to put it up on screen?
I have no problem, man.
It looks good.
I have no problem with it.
It looks so good.
Yeah.
But I mean, we need to do some work, right, in some areas. And I will point out specifically where to you in a minute.
All right.
So we'll be able to tell him if he needs to drink more water.
Yeah, he's doing actually pretty good in that area.
Okay.
But he could do more. All right, it's actually 55.2%. We want to get it over 60%.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Right? Can you see?
All right. Yeah.
Right. So John, your weight, accurate weight, right, is 175.4.
Okay.
Now this is not a gravity scale, so basically all it can do is add up the various body masses and gives you the total weight, right? Now your BMI is 26.7. Now over here is an indicator,
Yeah.
right?
So that'll be about here.
Yeah, right.
Really close.
No,
yeah.
no, 20, yeah, that puts you in, not quite in the green, see?
But just
But
slightly.
close to the green.
Yeah.
But the important thing is you're not in the red, right? Because the red is critical, right? Now, your body fat percentage is 21.1%. Now, this is a little bit over fat for a man, right? Normally,
This is crazy. Nobody would look at John and say he's fat.
No, he's not. But he has a little more fat than.
Okay. Okay. No.
Over fat is not bad.
Okay.
Obese is because here are the ranges, right? Here are the ranges. Let's see. See, obese, over fat. That's where you are. Now you're one step away from healthy.
Even with all the clothes.
No,
clothing.
watch this. No, clothing has nothing to do with it. But watch over here.
You're healthy.
You see, 21%, you're right
Almost
there.
in the
You want to
green.
get in the green, that's all. So
Let's
we want-
remember-
Almost in the green.
Yeah, we're very close. And I'm
Once-
sorry you guys can't see this at home, but we'll disclose all his
once you're in
numbers.
the green, then this will read healthy,
Okay.
right? So then the next thing
Go ahead and
is,
turn it, yeah.
is okay, body fat mass. Okay, visceral fat. This one is critical. Visceral fat, the other day you guys had, what's his name on the program?
Mr. Marfield.
Right, and
Yeah.
he was talking about detoxification. Very interesting.
Yeah.
I was listening. I was, very attentive because this is a very important aspect of weight loss and burning fat, right? Detoxification. Now, visceral fat. Visceral fat is fat inside the abdominal cavity as opposed to subcutaneous fat. I think we have a graphic of the visceral fat so people can understand what it is. So hopefully they'll put it up in a minute. But you got two types of fat. There you go. Subcutaneous is the fat right below the skin, and visceral is the one inside the abdominal cavity. Now,
So I'm at a 7 here.
a 7, and that is, see, that is all green. 0 to 12 is the normal.
Okay.
That's the norms. If you are above 12, then you will be in the red. But there's no red showing there because you're so far below the red, right? 7 is good. Now, this number also is a very good health indicator. The smaller this number is, the smaller your waistline is going to be, right? Most teenagers, they're like 2, right? If not 1, if they're very lean, right? So that's the number that we want to work on, right? But the trick here is that we're dealing, what gives you the more circumference is actually the visceral fat.
Yeah.
Because it pushes you out. It gives you the appearance of being pregnant, right? It's like babies in there. But let's understand what's happening here. The body is trying to protect these internal organs in this abdominal cavity. The liver does that. The liver deposits fat there because we are living in a toxic environment and we are exposed. We have 3 portals of exposure. We have inhalation through the nose, absorption through the skin, and then ingestion through the mouth, right? In today's day and age, we are taking in a lot of toxins, chemicals that are foreign to the body. So the liver is somewhat overworked, but the liver is the big organ that's trying to protect everything else and trying to actually, it's doing work.
Yeah.
It works in partnership with the kidneys. The liver and the kidneys, those are the 2 generals when it comes to defending the body, right? So anyway, to bring this visceral fat down, that rating down, what we want to do is we want to, number 1, you want to stop the exposure as much as you can.
Yeah.
Now remember, there's only so much you can do. Otherwise, you have to go live in the mountains, right? Stop, do what you can, and then detox as often as possible. And in the old days, you used to detox monthly. Today, we need to detox daily.
Daily, yeah.
Daily. Our body has 3 natural cycles, one of which is a detoxification cycle. It usually starts at 4 a.m. in the morning when you first get up to go to the bathroom. That's when it starts. And you want to help your body when it's going in that cycle by consuming a lot of water. That's the time to drink a lot of water in the morning. And even if you're going to eat, if you want to eat the foods that have a higher water content, it kind of helps you, right? So that's visceral fat.
So
right?
let's address the main question here, which is when somebody gets a reading, which would be high in fat, low in muscle, what do they do? What do they do differently to get better indicators when they do a body scan like this?
Well, we have to burn fat. Right? Because that's what it's there for, to be burned.
Yeah.
Right? You don't want to take it away, liposuction and all that stuff, because you don't know what the body's reaction is going to be to take. There's only one way that is the correct way to lose body fat, and that is by burning it. And to burn body fat, you have to put muscles to work.
Of course.
Right? So we recommend, a program of exercise. Add that to your daily schedule. And of course, you want to burn fat. So we're talking about HIIT, high intensity interval training. It's sad to say about this jogging, John, but it's slow state cardio.
Slow state
cardio, SSC, slow state cardio, and you don't burn fat when you're doing slow state cardio.
You get a healthy heart. But it's not going to do much for weight loss.
You get a healthy cardiovascular system, and then it's good thinking time.
If
you want to think, then you go jogging.
Without
right?
music, it's just going out there.
But there's just a little adjustment that you can do to that. Do sprints, win sprints, instead of jog. And then you don't have to go nowhere. You don't need you need a 60 meters, right?
Right in your street.
Right, and you sprint, walk back. Sprint, walk back. Sprint, walk back. That's it. And you do that maybe 10, 20 times. Yeah. And that will you're going to burn a lot more fat. What you're going to do is you're going to ignite their afterburn. Yeah. And when you ignite the afterburn, then your body goes keto. So now all day long, it's burning fat.
So high intensity interval training, which is the fast and slow, fast and slow. So that's what we do to burn the fat. What do we do to build the muscle?
We want to do strength training and resistance training.
Okay. So that's weights?
Weights or rubber bands or whatever else.
Can you use your body weight? Push-ups?
Body weight you can.
Pull-ups?
It just takes a little bit more time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right? And for busy professionals, if you have a window to get the most, there's the overload concept, the idea of adding more weight so that you can burn more fat in less time.
Okay.
So that's the whole idea. Now, the big part of this now, we're talking only about 30% of the equation here. 70% now is nutrition and lifestyle.
That's right.
Right? So now, a lot of people fall down in this area because they think cutting calories, starvation.
Or cutting carbs completely.
Right, the same thing. Carbs, calories, starvation. Our body need carbs. Our body craves sugar, fat, and salt. Right? And it needs it for its everyday processes.
Yeah.
So we have to give it what it needs. But there is, in today's day and age, there is some highly unhealthy fat that we want to try to avoid. And this fat, of course, is fat that has been tampered with by man. It's hydrogenated or partially hydrogenated, so we want to avoid that like a plague because, that is really the public enemy when it comes
Public enemy number one.
when it comes to managing your weight.
Yeah.
Hydrogenated, partially hydrogenated fat. It's in most processed foods, right? And the purpose of doing that is to give the food shelf life,
Yeah.
Yes.
right?
So you want to focus on your diet because your diet is important. One of the
Right.
things you're saying is that we don't want to cut any food group out. You
No.
want to eat healthy, and what you're saying is less processed, the better. Or
Exactly.
no processed is better.
No process is even better, but that's very hard to do
Yeah.
in this day and age, right? But the thing about it is that when we talk about calories, it's important. If you want to burn fat, the old equations still apply. You have to burn more calories than you consume.
Yeah.
If you don't, then the body will store the excess
Yep.
Yeah.
as
that's
fat, right? So you have to burn more calories. So in a sense, we want to cut calories, but there's a catch-22 there. If you cut calories, your body reacts to that, right? If it's used to getting this much calories and you cut it, your body reacts to that by bringing down your metabolism.
Yeah.
Yes.
It says,
You don't
oh
want
no, the body's starving. Let
Yeah.
me hold on to what we
Yes.
get.
Yes. And then fat burning comes to a screeching
Yeah.
halt.
Wow.
So it's a catch-22 situation. So what you want to do is, instead of focusing on cutting calories, right? This is what I do. I reduce the eating window. There's a thing very popular in the weight loss circles. It's called intermittent fasting, right? Basically what you're doing is reduce the eating window, and at the same time, when you're reducing the eating window, you're increasing the detoxification window,
okay.
right? So this helps, of course,
Yeah.
in weight loss, but let's look at it like this. The ideal is to fast for 16 hours and feed for 8, right? We have 24 hours, right?
Yeah,
Fast for 16, feed for 8.
And
So
you
give
should be
yourself,
sleeping for 8 of that.
yeah, right. Give yourself a feeding window, an 8-hour feeding window. It could be less, but you don't want to jump to that. You want to gradually
And
get
if people
there.
don't want to do intermittent fasting, it is boiling down to just eating healthy, multiple meals a day, small portions. Is that what we're saying? Because not everybody can do fasting.
No, everybody does fasting.
They do fasting.
When you're sleeping, you can't eat. That's fasting.
That's true.
Everybody fasts. Some people just do it the opposite way around.
Yeah.
They eat for 16
Yeah.
and fast for 8. Right? So we want to flip that switch.
Yeah.
If weight loss is your goal,
Yeah.
right? You want to flip that switch. So and then you don't have to take a hard line about it, see?
Yeah.
And it's fluid. You can move it around. So in other words, some people are saying, me personally, I don't eat before midday.
Yeah.
I fast from 8 p.m. at night until
Yeah.
midday. Then I start my eating at
And it doesn't mean that you eat for the full 8 hours, right?
No.
You still eat healthy.
But you eat healthy.
Yeah.
And remember the saying that we say breakfast is the most important meal?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Break fast, the meal that breaks your fast.
Yeah.
And it has nothing to do with the time of the day.
Okay. All right, and we are completely out of time, but you have given us so much great information.
Great conversation, though.
We appreciate it. John, thanks for being a trooper and jumping on the scale and revealing your numbers to all of Belize. And, you know, essentially all we're talking about is when you set those fitness goals, think about it, get a proper body scan, and know that the numbers that you reduce are the important ones. But we've got to go ahead and take a break, and when we come back, we have even more important skills for you to learn how to negotiate. That's coming up after the break.
All right.